Hey, my name is Connor, and welcome to Crypto Empire, where we dominate the crypto markets. In this video, I'll be sharing with you why I do believe this next phase of the cryptocurrency bull run is about to absolutely erupt. I'll be sharing with you some very important and relevant information in this video, so be sure to stick with me until the very end, and if you are new to Crypto Empire, go ahead and smash that subscribe button and turn on all bell notifications so you don't miss any future videos. And without further ado, let's get right into it and let the gains be with you. So taking a look at the market cap, we can see that Bitcoin is back up to about $42,000, looking very bullish at this point in time. And ETH is back up to 2,500 with the Bitcoin dominance of about 46%. So it appears that the bulls are back in full control, but we are not fully out of the woods yet because $42,000 is the top of the trading range. So this will be a huge breakout when we do break and hold above $42,000. But we're going to be discussing Bitcoin a little later on. Right now, we're going to focus on why I do believe this next phase of the cryptocurrency bull run is going to be crazy. And that is because, one word basically, inflation. So if you guys aren't aware, there are 84 central banks around the world, and they are constantly printing money. And when you print more money, when you create more units of account of currency, it devalues that currency. So basically, to keep it short and sweet, the Fed has been printing nonstop. In 2020 alone, 22% of all US dollars in circulation were created. Now we're in 2021, over halfway through, and they haven't stopped running that money printer. So what does that mean? It means that the dollar is losing value extremely quickly. And what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is a hedge against inflation. Bitcoin is a safe haven asset where you can park your money and be immune to this money printing by the Federal Reserve and all the other central banks around the world. So this article right here by NASDAQ was published a few days ago. Basically, it is saying that how the Fed chairman, Jerome Powell, is saying that inflation is still transitory. Now, basically, I'm not going to get into my opinion about this, but I want to know your opinion. Do you think inflation is transitory? Drop a comment down below. I would love to hear what you think. So with that being said, I do want to bring to your attention this data right here. Now, this is the U.S. national debt clock. So right now, the U.S. national debt is about $28.5 trillion, trillion with a T. That is an absurd amount of money, and quite frankly, it's never going to be able to get paid off. So what does that mean? It means that this can is constantly being kicked down the road for future generations to deal with. And this is not how you solve problems. You solve problems by nipping them in the bud. So it's definitely important to always keep an eye on this number, because the more debt that the U.S. is in, the weaker the US dollar does actually become. And of course, like I just said, the dollar is the world reserve currency and it's quickly losing value, and Bitcoin is your safe haven against the dollar. Of course, there's also gold, silver, precious metals, real estate, right? Oh, people are always going to need a place to live. So with that being said, there are other asset classes out there that you can invest in, but Bitcoin is really the cream of the crop when it comes to a hedge against inflation because of its finite amount. There are only 21 million Bitcoin. And the reason why I say the cryptocurrency bull market is going to explode is because Bitcoin is the king of crypto and it does lead the market. So when Bitcoin explodes, the rest of the market follows. The rising tide raises all ships. So here we're taking a look at some data in regards to the US dollar. And in 1913, that was when the US Federal Reserve Bank was actually established. And since then, we can see that $1 in 1913 was worth $1. Now, $1 is, you need $27 to make up for $1 in 1913. So that is a 27x in inflation. So it severely lost purchasing power by over 99%. Right, $1 in 1913 is the equivalent to $27.44 in today's time. That is inflation. Here we can see also the buying power, the purchasing power of the dollar. In 1913, it was worth $1. Now it's worth 4 cents about. So it lost over 99% of its value since the creation of the Fed. So what does this mean? It means we need to be prepared because people are going to run towards these safe haven assets, and Bitcoin is the main safe haven asset. So now we're going to take a look at the dollar chart. This is called the Dixie, the US dollar index. So basically, When the dollar is strong, that means that cryptocurrency is basically weak, that Bitcoin is weak. So I'm going to show you right now what's called an inverse correlation. This is very important if you're into technical analysis and trading. You need to be able to understand inverse correlations because they are a very good indicator on how the market may move with the highest degree of probability next. So with an inverse correlation, basically that means if the US dollar index is going up, that means most likely Bitcoin is going down. So with that being said, we're looking at the Dixie on the daily chart right now. And I'm going to zoom this out to a weekly chart so we can see over here. This is a critical support level from 2018, right? I'm going to draw this as a demand zone like this. And this is a critical level. And if we break this level to the downside on the dollar, right? If we close beneath 89 on the weekly, on the Dixie, the cryptocurrency market is going to go absolutely nuts. And now, again, let me bring it back to this inverse correlation I was speaking of. So basically over here we can see that since May of 2020, the dollar has been dropping like a rock. Okay, so remember May of 2020. If we take a look at Bitcoin on the weekly and we go to May of 2020, we can see right here, this is May of 2020, that Bitcoin has gone up astronomically since May of 2020. It's gone up, about 600% to its high. Current price is 370%. So when the dollar falls, Bitcoin goes up. When the dollar rises, Bitcoin goes down. And we can see that right now if we look right here, May 10th, 2021, the dollar or Bitcoin started to drop, right? That's when we endured those brutal 2 weeks of sell-offs. And then we've been range bound since. So May of 2021, we'll go back to the Dixie. And we can see right here, May of 2021, right about here, the dollar started to rise and made a bit of a comeback here. So when the dollar rises, Bitcoin falls. And basically what I see here on the weekly right now is what's called a double top chart pattern. This is a bearish chart pattern. Basically we have a high over here, then we create a slightly lower high. This is very bearish, okay? So also you can call this a double bottom, which would be bullish, right? Because we have a low and then a higher low here. Realistically, we are in a downtrend. If we look at the overall macro of what's going on here, and this is a bit of a sideways choppy area, pretty similar to what Bitcoin is in, but my forecast, my prediction is that this Dixie chart, the dollar US index, is going to drop like a rock. And now when we do close beneath this multi-year support level, it's going to go absolutely nuts. And I think it is starting right now with this double top. So we're going to zoom it into a daily chart right now. And here we have a rising wedge chart pattern. A rising wedge is a bearish chart pattern, and the measure and move breakout or breakdown is basically to the origin of the wedge, which would be right about over here at 91.5 on the Dixie. So I'm looking right now at this 91.5 area, and also if we look at the fib retracement, we did actually stop right here at the 38.2, which is very common to use the 38.2 as a level of support in all markets. So that is what I am looking at in terms of the inverse correlation. And again, my prediction is that with all the excessive money printing happening, I do believe that the dollar will start to drop again, just like what happened last year, right? We had this huge overall downtrend that started in about May of last year. We peaked in March, right? This was March. Of course, we all remember what happened last March. Since then, the dollar has been dropping like a rock because they are making so many more dollars. So again, looking at Bitcoin, basically we are testing the extreme top of the range right now, and things are looking very bullish. The bulls are definitely back in town, which is great because if you're an investor in Bitcoin, you should be bullish. You should want to support your investments because that just makes logical sense, right? It doesn't make sense to me when I see people in crypto who are bearish for no logical reason but emotion. Look at the chart. Look at what the chart is telling you. You need to be bullish down here at support like we were here at Crypto Empire. So we are looking for this breakout now. We are testing. If I drop this down to a 4-hour, we have a supply zone that we're currently testing on Bitcoin. If we look over here to the left, we have a drop base drop zone, and we can see that this was tested as the high of the range multiple times here in May. We didn't quite get back there in June, but now we are up here again, and we're testing this upper zone that was tested only one time before, and I'm looking for this breakout. So that is what is happening right now on Bitcoin. However, a bit of a warning. If we look at the chart, we do have these levels over here. You can see I have this yellow line at about 44.7K, call it 45K. This is a huge level of resistance. It was previously used as support many times, as you can see, so I'm expecting it to flip as a level of resistance. So when we do get up to this area, don't be surprised if we see a fairly deep pullback. It definitely could happen. No market trades straight up at all moments in time. So be aware of that, right? I have my eyes on this 45K area as kind of this breakout price target before we see a bit of a steep pullback and we start charging higher. And then really once we get back up here to this overall, this is the Wyckoff distribution top. Once we get back and we hold above this range and we create some new price action in this range, it is game over for the bears, in my opinion. And let's not forget about all the bullish narratives happening in cryptocurrency, right? We have EIP 1559 happening soon. We have the Cardano Alonzo hard fork. Smart contracts are anticipated soon. So Cardano bulls, I know you guys are out there. Like this video, drop a comment down below if you are excited for those smart contracts, just as I am. It's been way too long, and if we see another cryptocurrency bull market without these Cardano smart contracts, I really don't even know what to say anymore. But to wrap this video up, to keep it simple, I do expect that cryptocurrency will be making a huge rally in the coming weeks to months. I do expect inflation to continue, and it's important to hedge against inflation. Put your money in a safe haven asset class such as Bitcoin. If you're into precious metals, that's fine. If you're into real estate, hey, I'm not going to knock it. I'm a real estate agent, right? I sell real estate. So it's a great investment. So I do expect the US dollar index to continue its trend to the downside. And like I did mention in this video, if we see a daily or weekly close below the 89 on the Dixie, that is extremely bearish for the dollar and extremely bullish for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Because of that inverse correlation that we did discuss, it's very important to understand that inverse correlation because it can be used across all markets. Most markets have an inverse pair that they're correlated with. And if you can understand this, it will really help out your trading and take it to the next level because you'll have some foresight on what may happen next that most people who aren't aware of those inverse correlations don't even know about. So I hope that you did enjoy this video. If you did, drop a comment down below and leave a like. And if you are new to Crypto Empire, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on all bell notifications so you don't miss any future videos. And my name is Connor from Crypto Empire, and I will see you in the next video.